Kevin Feige says he wouldn't recast Daredevil for the MCU. Well, hang on a minute. So, here we are at Superhero Hype talking about this story. Let me give you the background of, oh boy, maybe we can get the Netflix crew back. But the only one anyone really wants is Daredevil. The others are kind of flat and bland. He makes a big deal about Iron Fist, and we know why. Ew, he's white. Ew. But of course, within the Hawkeye series, there's a brief, more or less scene of Kingpin's hand, I believe. I'm not watching the show, but I've heard tell. And so they're hopeful. Oh, boy, so Kingpin exists, of course, and you would hope that he would return. And Vincent D'Onofrio played him in the series. And so if he's there, can Daredevil be far behind? So anyway, in a quote to Cinema Blend, Marvel Studios president flat out says, if you were to see Daredevil in upcoming things, Charlie Cox, yes, would be the actor playing Daredevil. Well, Cox would presumably have to sign a new contract. It seems unlikely the actor would refuse another shot at his popular star-making turn. Cox would follow on the heels of the recent trend among Marvel Studios films to bring pre-MCU... Well, look, okay, technically, he was the MCU thing, but they had this little split between the Netflix shows and the MCU and all that. So back and forth and back, what a mess. But Daredevil was really good. Those first 2 seasons of Daredevil is pretty much, superhero 101 as far as how to do your superhero TV show, street level stuff, which they really should devote more time to those. Hopefully Moon Knight will be on that level and stuff instead of always having these, the universe is going to end if the superheroes don't stop it and all that. Whereas you could have those, and I would hope that over at Warner Brothers, they would pay attention to Daredevil as a means of how to do a Batman series. You want HBO Max to succeed? Get a goddamn Batman show on there. And I mean a good one. None of that CW crap. And, oh, man. Oh, yeah, you would own the streaming wars then. Anyway, so it talks about that, of course, with the Spider-Man Far From Home movie, with J.K. Simmons reprising J. Jonah Jameson and all that. But, a different-looking version of him. He doesn't have the hair. And Evan Peters. I'm really sad they bring that up. I mean, WandaVision looked like it had potential. And then it all just goes to crap. And Ralph Boner is one of the reasons why. Just bait and switch, tease, and just ends with a fart. Anyway, and so, of course, Loki series. Oh, look, it's the multiverse that was held back by Kang, so everything else was all because Kang willed it. Until now. And so that would explain why there could be different versions. So will this be the Daredevil you know and love from that great series? Yeah, he'll look like him, sort of. I mean, the Matt Murdock guy will look the same. There'll probably be a different costume, too. And, yeah, well, one will wonder if it can maintain the excellence of the other show. It can't be as violent. And a lot of people say, oh, you think you're going to see Kingpin, behead a guy with a car door or whatever? You wouldn't necessarily need to. Certainly you could insinuate things like that of heaven, I would think. But then again, who knows? It's D+, So that's the deal. So, of course, Deadpool 3, won't be rated R and that kind of thing they refer to. And then, Hugh Jackman be, far behind. Well, you better hurry because clock's running out on that type of stuff. But anyway, so that's the idea. Will you get Daredevil from Netflix into the MCU with a full-on movie or a new D+ series or something along those lines? And certainly with Spider-Man having 3 more movies, it would be cool for him to exist in that world alongside Spider-Man and to have interactions with Moon Knight when they get that set up. So there's all kinds of possibility for good stuff here, but if it's just to tone down violence and no cussing and stuff, if that's all it is, then the potential of it being good is still there. It's just the D+ shows have been awful, so I don't know. We got some really excellent 2 good seasons. The 3rd season, it kind of falls flat, but And that was really cool stuff for a while there anyway. And it's hard to think of anyone else taking over the role, so he's available, he's there. It would be cool to include him. And possibly he's in the Spider-Man film. That would make sense. That would be a cool cameo and to set him up. So this business of, well, if we were to consider that, we would seek out Charlie Cox for the role. That doesn't mean they haven't already done that. He's just going to keep that close to the vest and all that stuff. But nevertheless, Charlie Cox looks like will be Daredevil again. It's just, will he be allowed to be as good as he was before? And that remains to be seen. So anyway, there you are, Daredevil. And probably Kingpin, too. Back to work for the MCU. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.